All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Rifters, we are live, like legit live, on the Go Network.
Legit?
Yep, legit. We are as live can be. You know, it's kind of weird that live and live are the same word. Why is that? I don't like it.
Let's find a list about it.
Yeah.
No lists. No lists.
I mean, they're not exactly the same word, obviously.
Aren't they spelt the same?
Yes, but no one says I live.
I know, but why are they? What makes them different if they're spelled the same?
The pronunciation for
I
one.
guess, but that's that. I swear, like the American language is the only language that does that.
We have the dumbest language probably in the world. Like you hear from people who have to learn English as their second language, and they'll tell you it's the hardest to learn because we have just a lot of stupid crap like that, like live and live.
Yeah,
So
that always threw me off when I was a kid. I'd be like, "But they're the same word," and they're like, "No, they're not."
yeah, right.
I'd be like, "But
It's like
they
no,
are.
they are different, but no, they're just spelt the same. It's just one of those dumb things. It's like bear and bear.
Yep,
There's bear the animal, and then there's the right to bear arms.
but isn't that spelled differently though?
No,
It is the same.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought, isn't it BARE?
no. The right to bear arms is BEAR.
That's stupid.
Yeah,
Which is which?
exactly. Yeah. Which is which?
Because that makes sense.
That's something that you can say to, like, you know, someone who's just learned English as a language, and they'll want to smack you because they had to go through that hell. It's the worst. We have the dumbest language in the world.
We also have the dumbest headphones in the world.
We do.
I do, at least.
Mine are good. As Sean just rips another pair towards him. These will be fine.
We'll find out if they'll be fine.
Well, they might have been a second go till you yanked him over there. How do those
Okay,
sound?
now I
You
hear
good?
you.
Oh, good.
To me, I don't know if this. I've said this on the show before. When I have headphones on that don't work and I can hear me outside of the headphones, it feels like I'm underwater.
Yeah.
Do you ever, in the pool, dive underwater and you can kind of hear stuff, but it's like, that's
Yeah,
how
sure.
it sounds.
Right.
I don't know. I just don't like
It's
it.
distorted. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. And I know Dimitri will say, he's right in the same room with you.
Oh, I don't really care.
No, that's usually your response. But I'm all frazzled because the Silverina just threw out the next cup.
Oh. Is it a good one or?
And they legitimately did it just now. Like, they're such derp. I'm sorry, Silverina, if you're listening.
I was gonna say.
I've been waiting all day to hear this new cup,
Yeah.
and they legitimately just posted. And now it's not loading up for me.
Of course not. Yeah.
But I know it's called the Toxic Cup, I believe.
Okay.
So
So-
I'm interested to see what it says.
So lots of toxic croaks probably.
That'd be kind of cool, I
Ugh,
guess.
God. Ugh. I don't know. I don't get the fascination with toxic croak. Everyone else does.
Good Pokemon.
That's what I've been told. Yeah.
Well,
I think it looks like a stupid psychedelic frog on
it's
drugs. but-
poison and fighting,
Yeah.
so it's just really ground. I think Psychic that really hurt it pretty bad.
Psychic would really hurt it. Yeah.
Psychic ruined its life.
Yeah. Psychic would ruin its life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And ground ground hurts like everything. I feel like, except for flying.
Not true, but kinda.
It feels that way. Feels like every time I run into a ground Pokemon, it's just like I always am at a disadvantage.
So we have a great stow.
Stow?
We got a stow.
Mm-hmm.
We have a great show in store for you today. Me and Jason. I, your host, John. Jason, Dimitri in the booth.
Yes, you are John. Yeah.
I am John. I figured, I feel like I don't introduce us enough, and if there's people that are listening to the show for the first time,
Yeah.
they're like, "Who is this
Yeah.
loser?"
Who are these clowns?
Yeah. So Jason,
Hello.
nice hair and a nice hat.
Thank
John, no hat, I guess okay hair.
Yeah.
and Dimitri in the booth kind of looks like the lost Gronkowski brother.
Yeah.
So we have a great show in store for you tonight. I don't know why I want to say store. I don't know.
Boy, yeah.
But it's these Asian dudes dancing on the TV, and dancing on the
beg your
computer
pardon?
here. I don't know. I'm on.
John, we told you can't go to those websites during the show.
Oh,
okay?
well, I'm on Go
Save
Network.
that for your computer at home.
Do I have to install parental blocks on the
Really,
computers?
yeah.
I'm on Go Network,
Yeah?
and there's little Asian dudes dancing. So
Yeah.
Okay, move on.
Anyway,
so we have a great show in store for you today.
Mm.
We are going to talk about the Go Battle League, and what me and Jason think about it. We're also gonna, well, I'm at least going to talk about Sonic, the movie, for a little bit during what we consumed. But let's quickly touch upon this Toxic Cup here. It says that March's Global Arena Tournament will test your mastery of some of the most venomous creatures in the Pokemon world. Build your team from poison, bug, normal, ground, and grass-type Pokemon, including dual types, for this deadly challenge. Tropius, Noctowl, Vigoroth, and Mudboys are not permitted. Entrance to the Toxic checkout. That's kind of...
I was really hoping they'd say toxic rogues are not permitted just to watch all of you lose your minds, but
They are in it. You can use them.
ah,
But no Tropius, which is a big, big, big grass-type Pokemon.
yeah.
No Noctowl, which is really the only normal Pokemon that's, like, worth it.
Yeah?
Kinda. I mean, unless you're going to use, like, Wigglytuff or...
Sure.
Is Clefable normal? Probably.
No, isn't Clefable fairy?
But I think it's normal fairy.
Oh, it's both. Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
I'll check on that. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. But Wigglytuff for sure.
Yeah, Wigglytuff definitely is.
Vigoroth, I get that.
Yeah.
No Mudboys? Interesting. So what's the point of even having ground then? That
know.
is an interesting...
There are other ground Pokemon.
That is a very, very interesting cup.
Can I use a Diglett?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you can
Can
actually.
I use my Doug Trio with the hair?
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a sick one of those.
They're letting you use dual types. So this is going to be our cup actually for GamerCon.
Oh, it's some okay.
So,
March 21st.
Yeah. Yep. So March 21st, we'll be doing the Toxic Cup. The logo's pretty sweet. It kind of looks like a sick Beedrill,
Oh,
kind of from the side.
yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I think it's a cool logo.
That's a good logo.
Interesting types. That just kind of throws me off. No Mudboys and Tropius. I'm fine because I recently just got one, but I understand the bane of somebody having a Tropius and then people not having it because it's not an easily attained
It's-
Pokemon
okay,
currently.
yeah.
It's a regional.
Sure.
So I totally get that.
That's understandable then, yeah.
Understandable that
Mhm.
they're. But Noctowl, really? It's like
yeah,
one of the
everyone
only,
can
like,
get a Noctowl. Yeah.
and it's one of like the best Pokemon to have.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's an interesting choice.
Vigoroth is fine because it's broken,
yeah.
but the Mudboys, interesting.
Yeah.
That
You have
is
to-
very, very interesting.
You have to find some other ground boys other than mud boys.
Yeah, I mean,
That was
there really isn't any like
that's my lame joke of the day because I have no idea what mud boys is. Never seen it.
Swampert, Quagsire, Whiscash, basically any water mud combo.
Oh, that's what you mean. I thought Mud Boys was the name of an actual Pokemon.
no,
Oh, okay.
Mudboys is like the little group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, Swampert sucks.
no, Swampert's
But-
one of the best
No,
Pokemon in the game.
not when you don't have a good one and you have to go up against it.
It's disgusting.
Get
how-
Hydro Cannon to death.
how fast it like speeds up. It's
so
disgusting.
annoying. It's so annoying.
It can be annoying, but it is
Oh.
disgusting. I can still. I'll give you another one if you don't have a good one.
It's okay. I just need to power it up a little more. But yeah, that Swampert cost me like 5 Go
So-
Battle League wins in a row. Like, it was awful.
So a couple of quick things, and then we'll head into what we consumed. But since
Sure.
we're already on the, Scizor is ranked 1 right now, as the best Pokemon for this cup. Golbat, Fortress, Gligar, Steelix.
Wow. So if one were to say have a perfect Sizor on his roster, that might be a good thing to use.
Yeah, probably.
Now you're all in big trouble.
Crustle, Pidgeot, Drapion, Wormadam, Toxicroak.
Yeah, of course. There it is. Yeah, Toxicroak.
It's
Everyone's
ranked
favorite.
11 right now. I bet you it goes
Yeah.
up higher.
Oh, I probably will. Yeah,
Piloswine, Muck.
I do like. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's some nice.
That's
some nice
actually
Pokemon.
There's some good
nice
ones
list.
there.
Nice
That's just a
list.
friendly list to like me, because like most of those I have,
Yeah,
and that doesn't often happen for me. So it's pretty good. I got a sick
Wigglytuff's 27th.
Piloswine. Okay, far down actually.
Rhyperior's 30. Graveler's 32. Oh, Venusaur's on there at 34.
Wow.
That's kind of surprising, actually.
Yeah, would you really want Venusaur in this one? I don't know.
Probably not with
Yeah.
all the flying and the poison.
Right? You're gonna get smoked.
But I mean, is there a lot of flying? It's more ground.
It's a lot of ground, yeah, but I still wouldn't risk it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Venusaur would be a bad choice.
Probably.
I certainly wouldn't choose. Yeah, like him being 34th makes total sense. There's a ton of others I would rather have.
I might
In that
have one
kinda
on
cup.
my team, though.
Yeah?
There's a couple of new Pokemon that I really want to, like. Crustle.
Yeah.
Crustal's a Pokemon that I really want to. I just powered one up, and I want to use it, kind of. But yeah, we'll get into Pokemon a little bit more in a little bit. But let's talk about what we did this week, what we consumed. So, what did you guys do this week?
Dimitri?
Beside looking like Gronk's younger brother.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I do that naturally.
Yeah. That's all the time.
I'm not sure. Jason, why don't you go first?
Okay. I am probably about 2 hours away from finally finishing Jedi Fallen Order. I know I've been playing that game forever and probably am way behind a lot of people who have already finished it, but I am a little bit of a completionist, type of player. So I've been trying to fill out the blank edges of the map, trying to get 100% on everything. There's some really annoying things you have to do to fill out the map that, like, you'll have, like, so there's secrets and then there's chests. Those are the two collectibles you can get. And the chests and the secrets are pretty easy to find sometimes, or at least you can conceive of where they are. But then you'll do that, and it will say, oh, the map is 98% complete. And I'm like, well, how can that be? I have everything.
Where's the 2%?
So the 2% will be like, you have to, you forgot to jump down to this ledge. There's nothing on this ledge.
But you need to just still touch
but
it.
you need to touch it to get that, to fill out the hollow
That's
map.
frustrating.
To get 100%. So it's like,
And you have to do that
Okay.
for every level?
yeah. Well, you don't have to. It's only if you really want to. I mean,
That's frustrating.
if you don't care
but
about
do you
having,
get like an achievement for 100ing all the
Oh, yeah,
levels?
you do. You get
okay, so you want to
for,
do that.
for PlayStation users, you get a nice gold trophy for that.
I'm
So
sure
it's
you
like,
get it for Xbox too.
yeah, no, you probably do. Like, I think Xbox, you guys don't have gold, silver, bronze, right? It's like points or whatever.
Yeah, you got to max them out, and then you get like if you say it's 1,000 achievement points, you
Yeah.
do 1,000 for 1,000, you get like another
Okay.
thing for.
So the one for doing 100% maps would be like a lot of points for you guys. For us, it's a gold trophy, and that, like, those are huge.
right.
So for those of us who are trophy whores, I really want that. So it's frustrating just because, like, you have to jump to areas that you just normally wouldn't think to jump to, or sometimes you'll spend like hours on a map that you're at 96% and you're like, where is this 4% that I'm missing? Like, it's frustrating. But overall, I'm about to finish the game. At the moment, I'm giving it a solid B/B minus. It's really going to depend on this ending and how it goes.
So you're saying it's around like low 80s.
Yeah. It's probably hovering around an 82, 83 at the moment for me.
Got it.
Out of 100.
Toonami gave it an 8.5.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to depend on the ending.
So
for
you're
me.
close to their rating, I guess.
Yeah. If the ending is great, I might bump it all the way up to like 8.7, 8.8, something like, or whatever. If the ending is kind of lame, I might bring it back into like a C plus kind of range. So we'll see. But so far, yeah, I'm pretty impressed. But I'm hoping to beat that tonight. I think I have like one boss fight left, and that's it.
How many hours?
So depends. Like for me, it's been a while. I think how long to beat says if you want to do a completionist run, it's like 25 to 30 hours.
Okay.
If you just do the main story, it's between 15 and 20. So it's not long. There's basically 6 chapters, and then there's obviously different parts of each chapter, but it's not terribly long. It's about 15 to 20 hours if you don't care about 100%ing everything. So
I'm assuming the ending is going to be that he's dead,
I have no idea.
that he dies,
I have no clue.
because I don't believe he's a character later on.
The way that it's going, I don't think so.
So you think he lives?
Yeah.
So then why is he not anywhere else?
I don't know. I have no idea, but we'll see. Because the way it feels right now, it does not feel like you're heading towards death. It feels like you're heading towards victory. So,
Because this is set between the third movie and the fourth movie, right?
so it's set between Return of the Jedi and
No. It's set between him turning Vader to A New Hope, I believe.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah,
It's
okay.
between
Yeah. That would make sense.
Revenge of the Sith and
And A New
A
Hope.
New Hope.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's after they set up the whole order, whatever it was,
Yeah.
and in right before a little. I don't know how deep between the two movies, but it's before like
Yeah.
all that. It's before what's that movie called? The prequel.
Before
The,
Clone
they were
Wars?
getting the plans, the Death Star plans.
Oh, I forget. I don't know. It's definitely after Clone Wars
Yeah.
because they keep mentioning the Clone
It's
Wars.
after-
So
What was that?
I mean, like
movie
Rogue
called?
One.
Yes, thank
Okay,
you,
yeah,
thank you.
Okay.
It's a little bit before Rogue One.
Okay.
So it's like a little bit after he's Vader, but a little bit before they're,
Yeah.
know,
Okay.
that's the timeline I believe
Yeah.
that the game's
So
in.
I'll be curious to see what they do with that.
Because unless they're trying to make like another game,
Yeah. Which they probably
I don't
will.
see why he lives.
Yeah, they probably will make another one because this one was pretty successful.
Because if he's like a very high level Jedi, I would assume that he would
Yeah.
be around
Well,
then or
yeah.
die.
I think he's going to be around because he's no slouch.
Hmm.
So,
Interesting.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But it's a good game. You should pick it up if you haven't yet. It's probably on sale by this point, too. You can probably get it a little cheaper.
I got it from Dimitri, so.
Oh, well, there you go. Or you can just get it from Dimitri.
Well, I got it. He gave me the code.
Yeah.
I just haven't played it, done anything with it.
You got to get into it.
I'm sure I will eventually. I got all my abilities going into Kakarot, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
But yeah, that's all I did, really.
For me, I did something video game related. I saw Sonic the Hedgehog movie this past weekend.
Did it go fast?
I guess it kind of felt fast.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a long movie, but it didn't feel like a short movie either.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Really? Okay.
Pleasantly surprised.
That's what I've been hearing from a lot of people.
Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Wow.
It was a lot better than I expected it to be. Granted, it could have been a lot better.
Sure.
It could have been, I'll say it was really good. It could have been great, or it could have been like amazing
Yeah.
if they tweaked it a little bit. But I thought they did Sonic pretty well. I don't know why they got somebody else to voice him.
Oh, did they? I didn't
Yeah,
know.
they got
Yeah.
like Ben Schwartz or something.
Okay.
I'm not sure who he is.
I have no idea who he is. The name sounds vaguely
He's like
familiar.
a comedian, I believe.
Okay.
But I don't know why they just didn't get like the actual Sonic guy to
Yeah.
be his voice. I don't
'Cause
know.
Yeah, you definitely could have. I don't know.
I'm assuming, yeah, Ben Schwartz. He looks familiar. He was in The Force Awakens, they say.
Ben Schwartz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's Sonic. He
Okay.
sounds enough like Sonic so it doesn't really throw you off.
Oh, I know that guy.
But you
Yeah.
know that it's not like you know enough that he's not Sonic,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
He's the Parks and Recs guy. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
That's like the huge show that he's on. Yeah. Okay.
You don't get too much Sonic World feel to it. He's mostly on Earth,
Yeah.
which is fine. They give you a good reason why he's on Earth. I'm not going to really ruin anything for you.
Sure. Yeah.
The bright spot of the movie is definitely Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
He is at his carriest.
Okay.
So if you're a big fan of over the top, overly manic Jim Carrey,
Yeah.
then this is your movie.
So
I felt like I went back into like a time machine back into like the 90s, and it was like Liar Liar / like Ace Ventura style Jim Carrey.
perfect.
Oh, it was like
That is peak
Ace-
Jim Carrey.
Ace meets Liar Liar. I forget what was the Liar Liar dude's. I don't remember.
Oh, I forget actually.
Liar
Yeah.
Liar dude versus Ace Ventura with a sprinkle of Stanley Ipkiss from The Mask.
Oh,
He is over the top. He is really funny.
Yeah.
He is great. And he does not feel like Robotnik until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And I will say that he is the greatest choice for the character.
Wow. Because you were down on that.
Yeah,
when
I
it
was very
first
down,
announced.
very down on
Yeah.
him. But as I was watching it, I was like, okay, I'm a big Jim guy. I love Ace Ventura. I love
who
basically all of his. I don't know why why he's not himself. Like, you know how like people will bitch about Adam Sandler being Adam Sandler in every movie,
Yeah.
and I guess it gets boring. But like, I want Jim to be Jim in every
Yeah,
movie. Like,
just be
and he-
Jim Carrey.
He hasn't done it in a long time,
No, that's true.
and he is like on top of it. Like, just like the little mannerisms he does, and like he's just over the top. Like
Yeah.
one of the most overly manic performances I've ever seen him do. Like, he's just a nut, and it's awesome.
That's
It
great.
is great.
Yeah,
It is
that's
so
great.
awesome. And he gives a little spice to Robotnik, but then by the end of the film, and I'll say this, I guess, without really ruining it for you, because they kind of showed you what he looks like, and he's basically Robotnik by the end of the film,
Okay. Yeah.
like look-wise and everything, but still that over-the-top, like
Yeah.
crazy Jim Carrey, like.
That's great.
That it's like Liar Liar meets Ace Ventura with a sprinkle of Stanley Ipkiss from The Mask. I thought it was phenomenal. His acting, like I said, the movie was good. It was really good, but it could have been great if they tweaked it a little bit.
Sure.
I think the potential for what you could get in the future
Yeah.
is really big.
Yeah.
Because you get like a post-credit scene.
I was gonna ask about that. There's a
oh
post-credit
yeah,
scene,
there's
right?
a post-credit
Okay,
scene,
cool.
and it's a game changer.
Yeah.
And let's just say that you get a character from the game series, and that it's voiced by the actual voice actor,
Okay.
so it's even more
A
pumping.
little more juice. Yep.
It was good. Like, yeah, I mean, I would like to see maybe. Okay, the movie is good Sonic lore and stuff. It kind of gives you a different side of Sonic. He's not necessarily the Sonic hero that we know and love. He's more of like the Sonic from like. Yeah, you ever watch a Sonic cartoon back in the day?
No.
Where he's more of like he wants to have fun and joke around and play
Okay.
around.
Yeah.
He's more of like a fun-loving Sonic that has like the urge to do the right thing
Yeah.
than he is to of actually being that Sonic where he's out there being a hero, saving like the world and everything.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would say like this would be like the Sonic you'd see in like the first couple Sonic games, not necessarily like the Sonic Adventure games where he's
Okay.
on Earth and
So he's a little more like happy-go-lucky, like loose kind of.
kinda.
Yeah.
He's very lonely in the movie.
Okay.
That's like a big staple of the movie. Is like he's
Yeah.
a very lonely like character, because
Okay.
like he's kind of like on Earth by himself in a way.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's fine. And I think that he plays off really well with the James Marsden character, but I could have maybe. You could definitely tell that they were pushing it towards like kids a little
Sure.
too
Yeah.
much. Like they tried hard to give it to like all of us, so we all kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But they did appeal to like he does like that little dance
Yeah, I heard that he flosses.
twice.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, that we didn't really need that.
No, nobody needs that
We
anymore.
didn't really
that
need
should
that.
That should be shot into the sun.
So there was a couple
forever.
of like dumb moments like that you know that they just appealed to like little kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So I
Hey,
get it. They
Fortnite
want
dance.
they
Everyone
want to
will love
make
that.
money. I feel that Detective Pikachu didn't have any of those like selling moments.
Yeah, now
that Sonic
speaking-
had.
Speaking of Detective Pikachu, how do you feel about the fact that Sonic is like torching it at the box office?
Okay. It beat it by a couple million for the opening weekend.
Yeah.
But in a 4-day weekend, it did 70 million. Sonic did 436.
Yeah.
So it's still got a way to go to be the all-time
Sure.
grossing video game movie. Is it better than Detective Pikachu? No, it's not. Unfortunately. Oh, if it's just overall like quality of the
Yeah.
movie, like what it gives you.
It's just not quite there.
But as a Jim Carrey movie, it's
Yeah.
a very good Jim. It's like one of his all-time best. Like he's great.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. He's so good in the movie. Like I can't really express to you like how awesome. Like I was so surprised. Like I was like, oh, this is gonna suck, and it's not gonna be. He was amazing. Like Jim killed it.
That's good.
So I totally recommend. If you're a Jim Carrey fan, you should definitely see it. If you like Sonic, you should see it because it gives you enough Sonic things that you're gonna be like, oh, okay, all right, cool. You get some of the Sonic worlds and stuff. So and they kind of give you like a tease of what you could get in the future.
Nice. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, if they continue on this route and make it a little bit maybe more serious, then, I get it. It's never going to be completely serious. It's going to, but make it a little bit more serious, maybe push it a little bit more towards us. I think that it could be a really.
Now, obviously I didn't see the movie, but I did see the credits, like the actual credits.
Yeah.
And the way they did that. That looked really cool.
Yeah, the credits were awesome.
Yeah.
The
That
credits
was
were
really
awesome,
cool.
and then the end credit scene was really good. Like I said, you get to see a couple of the worlds. Like in the game, you get to see the Green Hill Zone. You get to see the Mushroom Hill Zone. You get to see like a couple of like the staple Sonic worlds. So it'd be cool to see more of them.
Yep.
I think they did a really good job. I just don't. I think that they could have. It also lacked a little bit of action. You got action in it, but I wanted more. I left
Okay.
the theater wanting a little bit more of the film.
Yeah.
And I could have used a little bit more Sonic Jim interaction.
Yeah.
You don't get much Sonic Robotnik action.
I heard there was a road trip with him and James
Yeah,
that kind
and-
of sucked the life out of the movie for a little bit.
Yeah, and there were aspects of the road trip. Like, we've all seen the road trip movie from whatever Road Trip or any other film that you've seen that has that trope.
Yeah.
It's fine, and I get why they did it for the movie. It makes sense. It gives it's an all right plot for the movie,
Yeah.
but it does suck a little bit out of it.
Yeah.
I think that Sonic and the James Marsden character, I can't even remember Mr. something. I don't remember his name.
Mr. James Marsden.
They work well off each other, but
Yeah.
it was more of them making you kind of feel like Sonic's a lonely guy in the movie. So they're kind of like trying to pull at your heartstrings a little bit I'm assuming to the kids I don't know, because it
Probably.
didn't really appeal to me.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him being Sonic and the Robotnik and
That
all
was
that
probably
stuff.
meant for the children.
Yeah. So yeah, that did. I would have liked to see a little bit more Sonic on Robotnik action. You only get a couple of. They only really work off each other a couple times,
Yeah.
but they're great when they work off each other. Like when they're like smack talking each other, because Robotnik's just all smack talk.
Yeah.
He's like hilarious. Like he's constantly just like tearing people apart.
Nice.
But you only get a little bit of action between him and Sonic, like verbally, and then you only get like a couple of action scenes. So I would have liked a little bit more action, and yeah, but I
fair.
guess I get why they did it,
Sure.
because like the way that the movie's like based in like the real world, it would have been hard to not do the road trip, I guess, trope.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how I would have rewrote the movie. I just would have maybe made it not a big of a point as it was in the movie.
Maybe shorten the road trip a little bit.
Yeah, or
yeah.
maybe just gave you more time of him, like, in action as Sonic. It's tough. Like, you'd have to see it to understand, but it's good. I like the movie, and I really enjoyed it. Like, I was pleasantly surprised, and I want a sequel. I hope there's a sequel. I just
I
hope
think
that
there
it's a
will be.
little bit more action-oriented, a little bit more.
Well, maybe that's what it. Maybe this was like the Fellowship of the Rings type of thing.
Yeah.
For Sonic, and now the next movie's going to be more like Two Towers, where it's like it's just one big fight. It's an hour and 45 minutes of fighting.
That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, but the movie's really good. I highly recommend it. I definitely think you should see it.
I actually want to now. I had no interest in it going in, but
I honestly,
Sounds good.
truly believe that they planned this the whole time.
yeah.
Because I do believe that a lot of people totally just went because they were like, dude, you fixed Sonic, I'm going to go see
Yeah,
it.
right.
And I think that's what caused so many people to come in that opening weekend.
Sure.
But then it pulled the people in. They're like, wow, this is really good. Like, I'm going to tell my friends now that it's good. So I still believe that it was my conspiracy theory that
Yeah.
they had it planned the whole
Well,
time that he was going to look like this, and they threw
yeah.
it out there to enrage people to.
No, I think you might be right. And if you want extra incentive to go see Sonic, you can go see it because all the DC Harley Quinn stands are getting really pissed because that movie is not doing well and they're blaming Sonic for it.
And I hear that it's actually really good.
I heard
heard
someone
it's
saw it
really
and they were like,
good.
actually, it's one of the better movies they've done.
Yeah, I heard it's like one of
but
their.
like-
It's probably their best movie. and
But
I'm
they're
just
like self-sabotaging because of the name change, and then
Yeah.
like people are calling out Sonic because not many people are seeing it. It's like, well,
yeah.
I don't know, maybe you should have just made a better title in the first place. I don't know.
But I recommend it, and I think it'd be a good date movie for you.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you-
I think I'm probably gonna go see it now.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. You should, and then we can do like a whole retrospective of it, and maybe
Yeah.
talk about like what we wanted to change and stuff like that. I think it's definitely worth it. I think that we definitely should revisit it once you see it. Maybe get Mike on the show, Mike Small,
Yeah.
maybe the biggest Sonic fan I've
I
ever
was gonna
met.
say I know he's probably
And
seen it.
he
Yeah.
saw it opening night, like the
Yeah.
first showing he
Yeah,
could
I was
see.
gonna say, yeah.
And his critiques were kind of on the where I'm at.
Okay.
And we kind of had similar critiques, but he could vocalize it a little bit better than I could. But yeah, see it, and we'll
I will.
definitely have like a nice segment on it.
I definitely will. Yeah.
So we got
You want to just roll right into it?
about 22 minutes before Jensen comes on. He's going to come on at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. his time. So, let's get back rolling into that video. We're going to keep the video game thing going. We're going to talk about Pokemon. So, as you know, I'm a huge fan of Pokemon, as we spent the first 12 minutes of the show talking
I couldn't tell. Yeah,
talking about
he's only got like a Letterman jacket on or whatever that is.
Yeah, a Letterman hoodie or whatever. Yeah. Talking about the new cup. So, again, quickly, just want to reiterate, we are going to be having a Pokemon Go tournament at CT GamerCon on March 21st at the Mohegan Sun. Static Rift's going to be hosting it, along with Pokemon Go Massachusetts and a bunch of other fine communities across New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island. I don't know if New Jersey's involved, but a good amount of the Northeast. So we're going to show you that Northeast PvP. And like I said in the beginning of the show, it's going to be the Toxic Cup, which is pretty cool. Normal types, poison types, bug types, ground types, grass types, with no Mud Boys, no Tropius, no Noctowl, and no Vigoroth. I think I hit everything on that off the top of my head. Good lineup, very good lineup. So I think that the Cup's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope a lot of people come. We already got 50 people signed up.
That's good.
So we got to...
Now we just need more. So
We got
if
about
you're
a
not
month.
signed up, get in there.
We
go.
want to hit that 100 mark. I would love to hit 100. I would love to be up there as one of the biggest tournaments ever.
Sure.
So, get out there, sign up for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. But sticking on that realm of PvP, Pokemon Go themselves has put out their own GBL, or the Go Battle League. It started out with Great League for 2 weeks. Right now we're on Ultra League for the rest of this week, and then next week we'll get into Master League tournaments. So I figured we would give our initial thoughts on Go Battle League, because we haven't. When it first rolled out, we didn't have a show, and when it was kind of in the middle of it, we had Mitch on, and we didn't really talk about it. We didn't have a show last week, so yeah. So now we're getting into it. So what are your initial feelings on the Go Battle League?
So far,
as someone that's, I wouldn't necessarily call you a hardcore player. I think you're
no, definitely not.
You enjoy Pokemon, and you're an average player. So as the
Very
average
casual.
player,
Yeah.
how do you feel about Go Battle League?
Yeah, as a casual player, I find it really fun. Now for me, it was more fun when it was Great League.
Sure,
because
you don't have that many things powered up.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's more my wheelhouse, and I feel like I know what I'm doing a little bit more there. But even the Ultra League, I've been playing that, and sure, it's been more difficult. I've definitely gotten my ass handed to me a few times. But it's fun, and it's gotten me more into the battling aspect, not just actually battling, but actually like trying to power up certain Pokemon in my roster, or, okay, now when I get a fast TM or a charge TM, I'm actually like, ooh, this is great. I can finally use this on my blah, 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 whatever, that I've been looking to power up forever. And it's just a really fun, easy way to get people who already have the game, like, to get them into battling, because, maybe they wanted to, but back when it was just, you can only battle with someone that you're sitting right next to who can link with you.
Yeah, or if
you're not as willing to do that.
And I know from just talking to a ton of people, because I run tournaments every month, that it's very tough for a new person to come to basically somebody's house, so to speak, come to their place and start in a tournament for the first time and play. It can be a very daunting task.
Yep.
And it's one of those things that there's so many advanced strategies in the Silverina League that if you kind of just falter a little bit or make one little miscalculation, you're basically toast.
You're toast, yeah.
Kind of. So it's a lot tougher. It's almost like the pros, where I want to say that right now the Go Battle League's almost like the minors, if we want to throw it to like a
That's
baseball.
exactly how it feels, yeah.
I mean, granted, it's because it's the preseason. I'm assuming once it gets to the main, season 1, I'm assuming that it's going to be a little bit more
like structured and
or crafted towards like strategy and skill.
Probably.
But I don't know, and I think that's something that's real. So for me, being a hardcore player, playing a Silverina tournament, playing 2 every month, I like that I can play whenever I want.
Yeah.
I like that I can walk around a little bit, get my thing, and whatever, I'm outside at work, taking a break at work, or, I'm laying in my bed or wherever. I'm in a long car ride. Any situation, I can just kind of pop open the game and play for the most part, because you have to walk at least 3 km for every 5 battles.
Yeah.
I think that's the fairest thing they could do.
I think that's okay.
I think that you want to still make it having to be like getting up and going.
Yeah.
And I feel that that's fine.
And 3K is so easy.
It's very easy.
Go to the grocery store. You get 3K just going to the grocery store.
I just get it walking around. I can usually do I usually get maybe like 6 to maybe 9K a day.
Yeah.
Just doing my normal everyday, like walking around work or whatever, or at least get 1 set of battles every day, no matter what, for the most part.
Sure.
And then, generally I'll get a second, maybe even a third if I'm really active in the day.
Yeah.
But I think that having 10 battles in a day is fine. I don't really think you need more than that. I mean, maybe when it gets into the real season and there's actually like a really heavy ranking and stuff. And
my only concern with that is if you don't cap the number of battles per day, then you're going to get that insane person who just literally battles for 24 hours just to stay at the top of the leaderboard.
I think
it's going to kind of ruin it
they
for
cap
everyone
you
else.
that you can only do 25 battles in a day, I think.
Okay, I would still lower that.
I think that's the cap right now.
Yeah.
They still might, because obviously this is the preseason for, for them kind of testing out things, because they already showed you the change with it was 5 km in the beginning, and they moved it down
Now
to
it's
3
down to
pretty
3.
quickly, and I
Yeah.
thought that was a pretty good idea. I think the prizes are really good too.
Prizes are
The
great.
rewards are great.
Yeah.
A few things I would want to change for the rewards. We'll get to that in a minute. The prizes are good. It's if you don't want to use a pass and you want to you can play like the normal free to play,
The basic one.
or
yeah.
you can use a pass that would normally be a raid pass. It has to be a premium pass, though. It can't be the one you get from
No. Yeah.
spinning a stop. It has to be one of the green passes. But the green passes give you kind of like a premium item.
Yeah, you
base.
get better rewards.
You get
yeah.
more dust, a better chance, a quicker chance at a Pokemon. Because right now, you have to go through 5 battles. The first win gets you some dust,
like 500 Stardust or something.
5 to 7, something
Yeah.
like that. The second win gets you an item.
Yep.
It's maybe a charged TM. It might be a Sinnoh Stone. It might be a Unova Stone. It might be
A
just
silver pineapple.
some kind of item that could, and it's not like a crappy item. It's pretty useful
It's
items.
good. Yep.
The third is usually a rare candy, I believe.
No, in basic, the rare
Yeah.
is a Pokemon.
No,
the Pokemon comes first. The rare candy is the fourth.
Does it?
After 4, yeah.
no, because I thought hold on, let me look at this.
Trust me, because I've been playing a lot of the basic, and the Pokemon is after 3 wins.
Because I thought the Pokemon's 4 is your 4th win.
Is it?
Yeah, because lately I've just been able to get 3, and it's pissing me off that I can't
okay,
get the Pokemon.
maybe it is 3. I forgot. I haven't done my 3K yet, so I haven't been able to play yet.
Yeah, I can't look at the awards right now, but I believe it's dust, an item, a rare candy, Pokemon, and then 5 TMs.
Yeah.
As the 5th one,
Which is huge.
which is
Yeah.
great, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But I think they're. Well, we'll get to that in a second. So that's kind of like your rewards. If you do the paid one, spend the 100 coins to get that premium pass. It's double the dust. It's like 1,000 to 1,200 dust.
1,200,
The
yeah.
Pokemon is second.
Yep.
Then it's the random item. Then it's the 4 TMs, and the 5th thing is something.
No, it's the Pokemon is the second one. Then
Yeah.
you get 3 rare candy
Got it. 3 rare
for
candy.
the third. Then
Yeah.
it's the
4 TMs.
4 TMs. No,
Or the 5 TMs or whatever. And then the
Yeah.
5th thing, I'm not sure what the 5th thing is.
I forget. Yeah, I forget too.
Yeah.
But there's multiple rare candy for the third one. I remember because that's as far as I've gotten.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's no, it's good. I mean, like I said, I love the idea that you can just battle whenever you want. You don't have to be next to somebody. You can just, as long as you walk your 3K, which again is the easiest thing to do. Just go run an errand and you'll get close to 3K. And you don't, you can just do it whenever you want. And for someone like me who's a casual player who I never really think I'm all that good at battling, I feel like I'm getting better just by doing this. And yeah, sure, I might lose a lot. I might lose like 5 in a row. But I feel like I am learning and getting better at it. So that incentivizes you to keep going.
And the battling's so much fun. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
So this is what you get. I'm looking at the rewards right now.
Okay.
For a basic, let's just say, well, I'm at rank 9, so I'll give you my rewards. So
Sure.
basic, I get 700 dust for a win. I get 1,400 dust for 2 wins. 3 wins, I get a rare candy. Hold on.
You have to wait for you get a Pokemon after 4
Yeah, you get 4 Pokemon's 4 for the
Okay.
normal.
for basic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
And then the TMs
yeah.
at the end. For premium, it's they say 2,500 dust. I think that's a lot.
That sounds like a lot.
That
Although for
sounds like
rank
a lot.
9 at premium, maybe it is.
Then you get the Pokemon. You get the it says 7 rare candy,
Actually, that
um,
wouldn't surprise me.
5 TMs, and then 4,600 dust.
Yeah. For rank 9 premium, that actually sounds right.
That
I'm
might be
I'm
it.
at rank 6 now, and the premium dust I get like 1,200.
So the
So-
rewards you get from rank 1 to 3 for your Pokemon, you get a Snorlax, a Tepig, a Snivy, an Oshawott, or a Machop.
Mhm.
Not bad.
Yeah.
For 4 to 6 ranking, you get a Metatite, a Skarmory, or a Scraggy. Scraggy's new to the game. You can only get it in Go Battle League,
Just
which
got
is
one
pretty
the
cool.
other day. I was pumped.
Yeah, and they're they're a really good Pokemon. And then in the final rankings from 7 to 10, you can get a Lapras, a Larvitar, a Shieldon, a Dino, or a Litwick. A lot of those Pokemon are very high sought-after Pokemon, so that's pretty cool.
Yep.
So those are your Pokemon rewards. A lot of TMs. So here's where I think things need to change a little bit. We'll go into the rewards type deal first. Once you get to level 9, you kind of rotate through all these Pokemon if you get them.
Yeah.
It's tough. Level 9, I usually go 3 and 2.
Okay.
So I generally don't get the Pokemon unless I have a really good run.
Yeah.
I've gone a couple 5-0, I've done a couple 4-1. But my sweet spot's generally 3 and 2. So I usually don't get that Pokemon. I want to use the pass. I've been trying to like fight myself back to not I
Yeah.
didn't spend money in the game this week, and I'm kind of just like I really want to, but I haven't yet. I still might. The
Yeah.
week's early. So that's a little bit tough. I think that I would like maybe the Pokemon being maybe in the middle, like make it the third. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Four's tough. Four's
Maybe
a little
bump
tough.
it up a bit. Yeah.
Now, granted, when I do use that premium pass
Mhm.
and I do get that second battle, because I almost surely win at least 2 no matter what, sometimes the Pokemon's a little tough. So you can get, once you get to this level 9, 10 rank, I'm not 10 yet, I want to be, you can get any of these Pokemon. So Snorlax, Tepig, Snivy, Oshawott, Machop, Metatite, Skarmory, Scraggy, Lapras, Larvitar, Shieldon, Dino, Litwick. There was one point where I got 3 Laprases in a row,
Ugh.
and that really pissed me off.
Yeah.
There was a run where I got 3 Laprases and 2 Skarmory in a row, and it's like,
Ugh.
I don't want to see any Skarmory. I
No.
can't stand Skarmory.
If I see another
And-
Skarmory, yeah.
I've gotten so many Lapras from, it had its own raid day.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It had its own month of research.
Yeah.
It's just like, get Lapras out of here. I don't
Yeah.
want to see Lapras. I
Right.
get it can be shiny cool, and I get there are some people that don't have a Lapras anymore, that don't have a Lapras and want one, but there's so many people that have one and have gotten so many of them.
Yeah.
And on top of it, they don't even give you, like, the legacy moves for it. That
Yeah.
gives you, like, the weaker moves. So that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Getting the same Pokemon over, they should rotate through every.
They should. Yeah.
Something
vary
like
it up.
that.
Yeah.
Rotate it
Find a way to
everyone.
do
Like
that.
you can't get the same Pokemon over and over.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's some random algorithm, but
Yep.
it'd be nice to be like, okay, I got Snorlax. I know I'm getting this next, or whatever. Or if they don't want to make it that way, make it so that you can't get the same Pokemon you got that last time.
Yeah.
Because it's annoying getting the same one.
Yeah.
That's a little rough. So I'd want to see them change the Pokemon prize. I love that I'm getting so many charge TMs, but now I'm running out of fast TMs.
Yeah. Right.
I don't really get fast TMs in the game. Once
Yeah.
in a while, that random one item will be a fast TM once in a while, but they should change it up so you get fast and charge TMs. Maybe
Should be even.
yeah,
almost.
1-5 you get that 5 charge, and then the
Yeah.
next it's 5 fast, 5 charge, 5 fast, something like that. Or maybe every other, like you get 10 fast and then another. I need more fast,
Yeah.
more fast, but I love the charge. I
Yeah.
do.
No,
But I
okay.
would like a couple more fast TMs.
Yep.
So that's something I think that something needs to be changed. So the rewards need to be tweaked a little bit,
Mhm.
and I'm sure they'll tweak them for. I think the biggest thing they need to tweak, and what I would like them to do, is there's no strategy in the game at all. So it's just a random, like you're going in blind, you have
You
no
go in
idea.
Blind. Yep.
So
It's roll the dice.
I'll go on a run where like I've used the same team for basically for this whole Ultra League run for the most part. I've changed it up like once or twice just because I got frustrated. But for the most part, I've ran Typhlosion, Meganium, and Giratina. And sometimes it will matter who I start out with. If I don't change it up, like I could be screwed.
Yep.
I would like to see that maybe they allow you to pick 6 Pokemon, and then you get to see their 6 before you start the match, and you got to kind of decide what 3
Yeah.
out of your 6 you want to bring in.
Right.
I don't know if they'll do that. That's how Sylph does it. I think that'd be really cool.
That'd be nice.
I
yeah.
think it'd be cool to do that. Maybe they switch it up. Every 5 battles you pick 6 Pokemon, or
Yeah.
maybe they do something a little bit tougher and they make it at the beginning of the season you pick 6 and that's your 6 you roll with for that month.
Yep.
And you make sure to pick
'Cause
the right 6 or
The
something.
going in blind thing is
it's frustrating.
And I know it's totally different from like real sports, but if you think of like a baseball game, you don't go in going, I have no idea who's pitching against
Right.
us. Like,
Yeah,
So I think there has to be something like that.
because like I know a lot of people that don't like Pokemon Go will be like, oh, it's just basically blindless tapping.
At the moment, it kind of is.
It kind of is in
Yeah.
a way. I mean, like, yeah, you still need like time switches and
Yep.
when to shield and stuff, but other than that, you kind of just it's going whatever. Like, if your opponent starts out with a Swampert and I have a Typhlosion, I immediately have to switch and I'm already
Then you're
at a
already behind the
disadvantage.
eight
You know
ball.
what I mean? Like,
Because they're also going to get a hit in before you
right.
can do that.
Yep.
So,
And then
yep.
depending on what their team is, and majority of the teams are Swampert, Venusaur, Giratina, or Togekiss, Giratina, and Snorlax or something
Yeah,
like that.
Snorlax is a
Like
popular
they're all
one.
kind of, or lately they've been a lot of Articunos because of King being like, oh, Articuno's great.
Oh, I haven't seen those.
Oh,
I've seen a lot of Milotiches, but no
So-
Articunos.
Yeah, I would like to see a little bit of strategy. Be it every 5 you pick a new 6 or something. Like every time or maybe you make it a little tougher. I'm not sure how people would deal with it. It's hey, you start the season. It's going to be Great League. You pick your 6 Great League Pokemon, and that's the 6 you
And
use for
that's
the
it.
month.
No swapping out.
No swapping out. You
Yeah.
can swap any. You can make a team of 3 out of any of those 6,
but
but
you can't change the 6.
that's your 6 for the month.
For the month,
So
yeah.
choose wisely.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, make your choice. You know what I mean? I think that would be so much
kind
fun.
of do like a fantasy football thing where it's like, hey, once your lineup is set,
It's set.
You can't
can
change it.
You can change any 3. You can make the order any 3 you want out of that 6, but
Yep.
that's your 6. And your opponent's going to see your 6 and get like 30 seconds to look
Yeah.
at your team and be like, all right, that's who they're going to lead in. That's who, they're having their team. Oh, I would choose them for my
Mm-hmm.
team. Like, I think that would make so much fun and make the game so much
I
more.
think that'd be cool. Yeah.
So I kind of hope they do that and tweak the prizes a little bit. But that's really the only thing I would change is there needs to be a little bit of strategy to the game because
Yeah.
at that point, because like, I know some people that are just like, oh, it's dumb. Like PvP is just tapping, and I'm like, no, it's not. There's
No,
so
it
much
really
strategy
is better.
in
It's
this.
just that right
Yeah,
now
there's-
it's not there yet.
Right.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's the practice season, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're waiting to see that, we'll do teams of 6, or maybe they'll let. I don't know. Like, it would have to be teams of 6 because if it's just teams of 3, like if you just don't have the right team for that team of 3, you're toast
toast. Yep,
anyways.
you're done.
You can't like. There's been times where like legitimately they had every counter to what I had. Like
yeah.
I had
I've run into that.
I
Yeah.
tossed out the Typhlosion to lead, and they led with the Swampert, and I switched out to the Meganium, and they switched out to, their Charizard or something.
Yeah.
And it's just like no matter what you did, you had no chance of coming back because
No.
they always had, once you lost the lead, they immediately had the counter for you. And, I mean, you can't really stop, like, the meta Pokemon. Like, people are going to have, like, you're going to see a bunch of, like, the great Pokemon. Like, I know in Great League, you saw the Altarias, you saw the Registeels, you saw the
so many
right,
Registeels.
yeah,
So many
and you can't
Registeels.
really stop that. But
No.
maybe you create a team of this would let people have off meta Pokemon. Like you're like, all right, I know that they're going to be maybe running a Registeel, so I'm going to have this Pokemon that you wouldn't expect that can beat it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, and then you get to use. I think the most fun time in Pokemon Go is when you're using the Pokemon that you enjoy using,
Exactly.
the Pokemon that you love.
Yep.
Like, I love Meganium. I really like using Meganium. Many
Yeah.
people don't use it. It's one of my favorite to use.
I love my Tyranitar.
Right.
He's my MVP.
So, I mean, everybody has, like, their favorites that maybe other people wouldn't use or don't like that much. And it's harder to use them right now when going in blind because you're kind of just like, yeah.
No, it's true.
So that would be my changes is the taking the blindness out, make it a team of 6. Either make it a team of 6 for that 5 or make it a team of 6 for the season. The season would be sweet.
Yeah.
I don't think that they'd go that hard into
No,
it.
no,
I
probably
think
not.
that they'd be like, for your pass or your 5, you pick your team of 6.
Yeah.
Which
They'll
is
ease
still
into it.
that's still fine.
I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Yep.
And maybe switch the Pokemon rewards a little bit. Like do we need a Snorlax in there?
No.
We've already had like a
No.
Snorlax event. You know, I like the starters. Machop's cool. Metatite's cool. Like Scraggy's great. Like a lot of the other ones are great. I'm sick of Lapras. Get them out of there. You know,
Yeah.
or if you want to keep them in for newer players that are maybe just starting up, that's fine. That's
Keep
cool.
them in the lower ranks then.
But rotate them then. Don't let me
Or
get
rotate
3
'em, yeah.
Laprases in a
Sure.
row. Don't
Yeah.
let me get 3 Skarmories in a
Yeah.
row. Like that's annoying.
Yep.
But other than that, like I love it. It's great, and I think that it's going to bring a lot more people in. We had a few new players come to the tournaments this past weekend. One of the newer players actually won.
Nice.
Like, yeah, so it was really cool. So it is bringing more people into the game and stuff like that. So yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to get Jensen on the phone to do some battles. So we'll be back with our buddy Jensen, the Battle Master. So stay tuned. Are you in need of stickers, be it for personal or business use? Then you need to go to stickeru.com right now. That's stickeryou.com. Sticker U is passionate about providing you and your business with the highest quality custom stickers, labels, decals, and iron-ons. They can even make you temporary tattoos. If you want to stick out from the competition, then you need Sticker U, as Sticker U provides the best platform in the world to create custom products that make you stick.
When I'm feeling sluggish, I'm not looking for the jittery feeling of coffee. I'm reaching for Neurosonic, the only energy drink I trust to keep me going. Neurosonic is just one of the great drinks in the neurofunctioning beverages line. When I'm stressing an interview, Neuro Bliss keeps me cool, calm, and collected. And when it's time to call it a night, I don't want sleeping pills and all the crazy after effects you hear about. I want Neuro Sleep to help me drift off to dreamland. Neuro drinks are surprisingly low calorie and full of the healthiest and most efficacious vitamins and minerals. Artificial flavors and colors don't work for them, and neither should they for you, so they don't allow them in their drinks. To find a store near you that carries Neuro, go to drinkneuro.com or visit amazon.com to order a 12-pack. Neuro, drink with a purpose.
Rifters, we are back here on the Go Network, and we have a very special guest with us, our pal, Jensen from Jensen's World. Jensen, how you doing?
Man, I'm great, man. It feels so great to be back, man, talking to y'all again.
It is great to have you back. So if you guys have heard an episode with Jensen on before, every time Jensen comes on, he hits us with some crazy battles where we choose the winners and the losers. So he's kind of like the resident battle master here at Static Rift. So you know we're going to get into some battles. But let's talk about what you've been up to recently, Jensen. So you've been doing the podcast, Jensen's World. You still messing around with the Facebook page too, the Black Nerd Facebook page?
Man, every day, all day, man. That's like my job away from my real job. I'm definitely in there, man. We pushing. We'll be pushing 260,000 next month members.
Wow.
Ooh.
Damn.
That's some pretty serious numbers.
Yeah, that is some crazy numbers.
Yes, sir. Man.
Well done.
And then he just started as a random night and just went on from there.
So tell us what you've been doing with Jensen's World. What have you been lately talking about? What's been going on with Jensen's World?
Man, everything. You know, I'm trying to keep up with the new comics that's coming out. I just dropped the Red Hood podcast last week on Jason Todd. You know, a little oral history within like an hour and 5 minutes. Actually, I found out that with the podcast I use, if you talk for like an hour straight, it cuts off at like 60 minutes. So I had to do like, I did that one. Then when I realized that I was recording and it stopped, I had to go back to where I stopped and had to record like an extra 5 minute separate podcast to finish off where I talked about.
Wow.
And then, you know, just working on, working on like the next upcoming ones, pretty much character profiles. You know, with 2 other Bat family members.
So
I'm not gonna say which one.
Are you gonna go through all of the Bat family?
Oh no, that man, just going through like Grayson and Batman. That's gonna be like 3-4 different podcasts in itself right there. I'm gonna do some of the more unknown members.
Okay.
After Jason, my personal favorite, we'll do like 2 more of the unknown members.
Got it.
Before I figure out what's going to be like the next 3 or 4. I always try and have like 3 or 4 set up after I knock out these next 2.
Nice. So what are you thinking of doing after some of the profiles? Do you want to talk stories? Do you want to talk like comic theory? Like what are some of the things you want to, you know, get into like later on when you get more episodes out?
You know, I'm open. I'm going to I know I'm gonna talk on comics, like actual comic arcs. I got a feeling I'll be talking about Doom's War when Dr. Doom came to Wakanda in a couple months. I'll probably do I've been debating about the House of X that just dropped with that just recently dropped that just put the X-Men back on the map, and a couple of the smaller titles too. You know, I think I might do Excellence about the Black Magicians that's in the Image comic universe.
Okay.
Debating, you know, maybe the Power Rangers.
Yeah, I see that you've been a big fan of the Boom Run.
Yeah, and I'm debating if I still want to. It depends, or it depends where I can fit it in. But you know, the time-wise, the character profiles are, you know, the better ones for right now. I think I might do Brother Voodoo as well with Doctor Strange too. You know, the hype with him.
Yep.
People wonder, but I think I might. You know, I got to get some Marvel in too. So, I got him slated to come up in a couple months, talk about him as well. And then, you know, and then some might just be like spur of the moment, just me ranting, talking, podcast like I did the Anime with Comics one a couple months ago. That was just off the dome. I just went off without notes for like 40 minutes.
Hey, that always works. Nothing wrong with that.
Do you feel that the character profiles are getting you like a lot of views, a lot of listens, and stuff like that?
I'm sorry, say that last part again. I didn't hear you.
Like, are you seeing that these character profile episodes, are they getting you a lot of views and a lot of listens?
I'll let me in a couple weeks. I think the Red Hood, because I pubbed it a little bit on my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebooks. I think it's doing about what I can. You know, still a lot of people out there don't know I got a podcast, but you know, I pub when I can. But you know, of course, it's gonna be about the Facebook algorithms, because sometimes I'll post, my people will see it. I get like 15, 20 shares just off love from people. Then other times, shoot, it might go unnoticed. Besides like 1 or 2 people. And then, you know, my Instagram, I put on my Instagram stories, I'll get like 100 or so views. People seeing that I actually have one up. Now, do they actually like listen and follow? I don't know. I just got to keep pubbing and pushing it out there. And then, of course, eventually, like I've talked to John before, it's eventually going to go down to when I get the right equipment, I'm going to do live streaming on YouTube.
Nice. Yeah, that's what we do. So I was just wondering, because I feel that a lot of people ask me about characters and stuff, but it's something that we've never done on Static Rift, like talking about like maybe like a character profile. Like we've talked about stories and stuff, but actually having like maybe an episode about certain characters, or like a big thing is a lot of people would be like, oh, I want to know more about like the DC universe, because, you know, they've had so many different, you know, reboots kind of. So a lot of people would be like, oh, explain to me like why Wonder Woman's different here to there and stuff like that. So I was just wondering if it works for you, like maybe that's something maybe we would do down the line, is talk about, you know, some character profiles and stuff like that. So if it's working for you, like that's what I was asking.
Oh yeah, well, I'm open, man. I definitely would love it, especially about the DC universe, because I think, you know, that could be knocked out, but then just like I could do it like real simple, and then I could, like, if I want to get in depth, I could, but you know, with the reboots and restarts, because they started, I think 5G, I think those calls when it start again.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
Be like, I don't know if it's gonna be an actual reboot or just whatever, because like Wonder Woman, the last Wonder Woman issue, I think that was gonna probably be the start of it.
Yeah,
I'm not exactly sure.
I heard the rumor is they're gonna be all new people taking up the mantles. So somebody else is gonna be Batman. Someone's gonna be Superman's son's gonna take over as Superman. We're gonna have somebody else as Aquaman. Somebody else is the Green Lantern. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of like all set with DC currently. Like, I dropped a lot of my books. I'm only keeping a couple. It's been really hard for me to keep on with DC right now. I think Marvel's killing it. Marvel's doing a good job, but DC for me has been wicked tough.
Yeah, You know what? Yeah. I was trying to be cool about it, but nah, it's tough with DC because it's been like from the first pre-crisis Silver Age stuff to now it's been like 5 reboots.
Yeah, they
Compared,
reboot too much,
you
I
know,
think.
yeah, some be necessary. It's cool because some things are like I'm glad that how they would do Wonder Woman compared to when she'd be like next to a man. I think they would like made her like real submissive or some stuff like that.
Yeah.
Compared to now, how she is now, then like Superman, he would be able to like whatever power he would think of, he could do compared to now.
He used to be able to shoot a little Superman through the palm of his hand. A little Superman would shoot out, yeah.
He literally was Superman. He did whatever he wanted to do. And it was literally like the writers was like, you know what? I don't care. This looks cool. I'm going to write it. I don't care who says what.
Yeah.
Compared to Marvel over the years where they haven't really did reboots.
Nah,
if you really want to,
they'll relaunch stuff, but they don't really reboot, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, you kind of can say Secret Wars a couple years back, like 2015, 2016. You can kind of say that was kind of a reboot, maybe, sort of.
It was, they kind of brought back like past storylines and made them all kind of like relevant, but in the end, it's still, the status quo stayed the same, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, they made those stories relevant for a little time, but they didn't really keep, you know what I mean? Like, really the only characters that ended up staying were like a couple of the Ultimate people and Old Man Logan for the most part.
Right. I actually like Old Man Logan too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. The only time you could say they actually tried to do a reboot was the Ultimate Universe, which that was their goal originally. They were going to make everything Ultimate, and that was going to be their new thing. Make it like, more of like modern, more with the times, and then people didn't love it as much as they expected it, so they ended up making it an alternate universe instead of it actually being like the legit main, series Marvel universe. And I think like that's really mainly what they've done. They've had like alternate universes and stuff, but for the most part, the normal 616 universe has been the same continuity. Like, there'll be little tweaks, there'll be little retcons, but they'll never have like big, like different, like with Wonder Woman having like 2 or 3 different origin stories. Like, you'll never see that with Marvel, and I love that.
You know what, man? I really disliked Wonder Woman's new origin and when Rebirth started compared to how she was like thousands of hundreds of years old compared to now. I think she's like in her 30s or something like that. Or, and then they went from making her out of clay.
Yeah, she was made out of clay at one point. Yep. To being like a demigod, like Hercules, basically.
Yeah, and they're brothers, and her Hercules are brothers.
Yeah. Now,
well, brother and sister now, compared to what she was. I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah.
They've definitely marked up some things, and some things it's for the better, and some things it definitely maybe they shouldn't have changed.
Yeah, if it wasn't broke, don't fix it. But that's the higher ups.
All right, so Jensen, let's get into it. We came here. We had you come here for the battles, so let's get into them. We're gonna do 3 battles over the time we got left in the show. So give us the first one. What's gonna be our first matchup?
Let's do Snake Eyes versus Daredevil.
Okay, all right. Snake Eyes versus Daredevil.
Yeah,
I think is a very interesting matchup. So now, give us like the lowdown. Where are they? What kind of what do they got? What's the scenario of the fight? Stuff like that.
Oh man, I keep it simple, man. They just show up, they box, they fight. I used to do this the story prelude, whatever, on some stuff, but now I just like get right to it. Never prep. Nothing extra, nothing. no amps or nothing, just dim bass form, no help. Like Storm, not like Storm Shadow showing up or Electra or Black Widow showing up to interfere. It's just them. They could be in. Let's go somewhere exotic, man. Let's go like they in Istanbul.
Okay.
All right.
So
Yeah.
they're in a city type place, but technically not a city that maybe either of them would know very well, which is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's still a city. Yeah, major city in a different country. Nothing too just out the ordinary like Raccoon. It ain't like Raccoon City or nothing. Ain't Resident Evil.
So
Where zombies everywhere.
thinking about this, I think that this is a very even kind of matchup, in my opinion. I know that they're both kind of similar in aspects. I know they're both very great at martial arts. I want to say they both know 12.
They might. Yeah.
I want to say they both know around 12 different sets of martial arts.
I believe before he started ninja training, I think he had something called the 12 systems, but it was actually reference to all the styles he already knew before he began his ninja training.
Okay, because I know Daredevil knows about 12.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably put them around skill-wise, like martial arts skill-wise, I'd put them around probably the same. Snake Eyes probably has some... Well, what's his standard gear? He's got a sword.
Usually his two sword, Rishikage swords.
He's usually got like a little Uzi, right?
Yeah, a little hand knife, a little semi-automatic hand, a little semi-automatic. Not no AK-47, nothing like that.
Right.
Yeah.
He has guns. He has guns. He has guns on him, but yeah, that's a little semi-automatic.
Okay. All right. So he's got a sword or two. He's got an Uzi.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah, that.
Daredevil has his standard two little I don't even know. I forget what you call those. The little sticks, little nightsticks,
Yeah.
and maybe
batons?
maybe a
Is that what it
smoke
is?
grenade or something.
Mhm.
All right, standard stuff.
It's pretty close.
I think
these guys are very close, especially technique-wise. They're pretty much even.
Yeah.
I do think that Snake Eyes, like his abilities to kind of do, in terms of subterfuge, like controlling his own blood flow, stuff like that. I think that could work in his favor, especially if he's able to just go dark on Daredevil for a little bit. That might give him an upper hand, but at the same time, Daredevil's enhanced senses otherwise might negate some of that.
That's funny you said that because he does have that chameleon's mantle. It's used pretty much full people with like hyper hearing and hyper touch, and echo, stuff like that Daredevil has. Well, I won't say hyper hearing and hyper touch, but it could be the chameleon's mantle could be used something like to throw off, Daredevil pretty much a little
Yeah.
bit.
And
And then of course the 7 steps of heaven technique, which is my personal favorite.
Oh, yeah. Because I feel like that's what Snake Eyes would have to do. He'd have to win by subterfuge, in a way.
See, I don't think that would necessarily fool Daredevil though, because Daredevil's used to dealing with the Hand, who are basically dead people.
Sure. Yeah.
And he can usually
Yeah.
figure out when they're coming, know when they're
makes it
coming,
tough,
hear when
yeah.
they're coming. I think what sets Daredevil apart is the radar sense, his heightened senses. I think that he's also has the edge in strength. Daredevil doesn't get the respect I think that he deserves for some of the strength feat that he has. He's ripped off a dude's arm before. He's torn a demon apart with his bare hands. He's kicked Kingpin into the air and smashed him through like metal before. So he's really strong. He's flipped over a limousine once. So like he's pretty strong. He's really durable. And a lot of people don't realize that he can heal himself, not to the level of, say, like a Wolverine, but he can meditate and heal himself, at a slower rate. A lot of people kind of overlook that. I think that, he's deflected thousands of bullets. He's caught arrows from some of the best archers around. I mean, like, his speed and his agility is top notch. He's beaten Spider-Man before. Granted, it was, there were variables, but so I don't know. I think I lean towards Daredevil here. I think Daredevil would get the win for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I disagree. I go Snake Eyes by a hair on this one. I actually think he's stronger than Daredevil. I think that would come into play. His precision is off the charts. It's ridiculous. And I just think that he would find some way to be able to use a little bit of subterfuge, deception, whatever, and then just use that strength to his advantage.
Also, too, I know that, Snake Eyes there's been a couple feats of him, like, running through, like, a tower full of, like, Cobra officers and stuff. But most of the time, Cobra dudes are trash anyways. I would think, like, if you put in this scenario, say you put Snake Eyes in a raid situation, like the movie The Raid, and it's Snake Eyes going through levels of Cobra dudes versus Daredevil going through levels of hand dudes.
Yeah.
The hand dudes are better than the Cobra dudes, hands down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely.
No, they are, yeah.
So Daredevil's dealing with more dudes. He's went through 100 hand guys before. I don't know. I just think he's more seasoned. I think the radar sense is going to give him a slight edge. I think he's definitely stronger. You could argue who's faster. I just think that, and just to think about his mental fortitude. He's had some crazy fights with the Purple Man, who the Purple Man's ruined a lot of people's minds, and Daredevil's been able to handle it. He's fought through plenty of scenarios like where people messing with his mind or messing with his senses, and he's been able to do that. I don't know. I would think he would take it to me. I think it'd be a tough fight. I think it'd be a close fight. But I think in the end, Daredevil would have the more skill for him. I don't see him getting shot, or if he does, he gets shot a couple hits. Like, he's not going to get anything, like, or a bullet's going to kill him. I think when you get to the sword fighting and the baton fighting, that eventually they're going to get down to hand-to-hand combat, where they're probably going to be pretty close, probably hand for hand. They're going to be almost maybe mirror images, but I think that Daredevil's going to have a little bit of kind of an extra touch because he has that wrestling background, that boxing background. I think that that's a little bit different from your normal martial arts. I mean, granted, Snake Eyes has dealt with Cobra guys, so they're probably fighting dirty, doing weird things. But I don't know. I give it to Daredevil. I think he's a lot stronger than you think. I think in his radar and his senses are just a little bit more keen than Snake Eyes. So that would be my pick. I would go Daredevil in a very close fight. I mean, he's definitely walking out pretty hurt, and he's going to be out for a little bit. But yeah, I would go Daredevil in this. Jason, how about you? What's your final?
I think Snake Eyes. I still go Snake Eyes by a hair. I just and what you mentioned about the, Daredevil's durability is, I think, really his greatest asset in this fight. But in terms of like the mental powers of these two, Snake Eyes is no slouch in the mental department either.
No.
He can't be mind controlled. He's been trained very well, and I don't know. I just think that his overall his overall abilities just would be too much.
Jensen, what do you think? You're the final voice of reason here. Who are you leaning towards? You going with Jason and Snake Eyes or me and Daredevil?
Man, I'm going Snake Eyes.
Okay, all right.
I'm going, and I say that because physical wise, man, I think that's dead even right there, and then though not the level of Daredevil's, awareness with the echolocation, and we've seen him know what people doing about how the nerves in their body reacts and snaps.
Yeah.
But Snake Eyes has that awareness too. Like when he was I can't think of him. Fighting the two telepathic ninjas.
Mm-hmm.
What is their names?
Yeah.
They
can't remember.
Well, they telepathic, and Daredevil was fighting them because they was shoot mentally telling each other moves, and he was fighting them like it was nothing. Not saying that's a problem with them, 'cause they was pretty good, but he has that as well, and then all his soft master techniques, hard master techniques, and the other Arishikage training he did on top of what he got with the Joes as well, and on top of always battling his brother, who was pretty much him as well. I think Snake Eyes holds the better win-loss record, but that's not no slight to Storm Shadow. So I think body of work and everything is probably a little biased, but I'm going to go Snake Eyes right there.
All right.
I think for being more lethal from the get-go, just a little bit more edge to him.
I mean, we've had some infamous fight. There was a time where Daredevil fought like over 107 armed Yakuza members, where he fought for literally days, fighting through them. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like Daredevil has those. He can have those killer moments if he needs to, but I'll give it to you guys. You guys 2 against 1. So let's go to the next one. What's going to be our second fight for the night?
Lady Shiva's Black Widow.
Okay. So, thinking about this fight right away, I kind of just want to be like, Shiva bodies her, it's over. It's done. But that's easy.
What again?
That'd be quick. Yeah.
I think that if it's a hand-to-hand fight, she has no chance. Black Widow has no chance at all. Not one chance to beat her. Now, assuming it's a fight where, they're going to have their normal, Black Widow probably has some guns. She's got her stingers. She's got, she's got some different items, utilities with her. That it's not necessarily going to be that easy. So, what location are they in? Where are they at? What's like the basis of the fight?
You can put them in you put like an urban city area, like urban, like we could do like Shanghai.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you put them in an urban city area, but I'm definitely not trying to be biased, but I'm definitely gonna disagree. She was gonna work for this because Widow, even though you see more about her assassinations and all that, but man, her hand-to-hand is just as good or better than she was.
See, I don't know. I don't know if it's good or better. I don't see her getting the drop on Shiva, for one. I think that in a straight hand-to-hand fight with no weapons or, no tricks, I don't think Black Widow really stands a chance. I think she gets bodied pretty quick. But if she's, using her hand-to-hand with gunplay, with her stinging shots, stuff like that, yeah, it's a little different. it's a little added element to it.
Well, and keep in mind if this does take place in Shanghai, Lady Shiva's got home field advantage, big time. So, I don't know how much that would play in, but if it's just kind of they got the whole city to themselves kind of thing, one of those scenarios, that could come in handy. Might give her a slight bump.
I don't think it gives her that big of a advantage. Like, now I can understand if it was like Batman and Gotham, but Shanghai, I don't see it as an advantage to Shiva in the slightest.
Okay.
It might give her a little, maybe a little. I think, I don't know. It's tough. I think that if Widow manages to hit her with a couple shots, she manages to shoot her, maybe, and gets close enough. I don't know. I still think Shiva. I think she takes it.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think eventually Shiva pulls us into a close one-on-one, close combat kind of thing, and I just think she's a notch ahead in that. It'd be close. It would be, but yeah, she's just a notch ahead, I think.
I mean, there hasn't really been great feats for them recently. Like, I think the best Lady Shiva feat was she ambushed Batman with some poison ninja stars, and she beat up on Nightwing when he was already beat up a little bit, in the past, couple years. But there's been even less like feats for Black Widow in a long time. She hasn't really done anything too special lately in a long time, and I think that kind of that kind of hurts her, in my opinion.
Well, notable wise, but it was like, she just joined, the Avengers, Black Panther Avengers, and she got like a whole new Widow suit, a little Wakandan type space suit, and she was whooping up on the Shi'ar pretty badly. But that was because she had the extra suit, though. But without
it's also what, the clone of her too, right? The clone of her with her normal memories or whatever. Cause she's
it's just different, but it's just new body, same person.
Right, but
it's just her memories.
Yeah,
it's just her memories. I just re-downloaded. It's literally the same person.
Yeah,
just new body, same body as before. So I don't think that gives an extra edge or anything because it's just her. It hasn't been when they did that in Tales of Suspense, that last issue, when they showed it with the Red Room. I mean, it just, same body, no extra muscle or nothing quick she hasn't showed or anything. It's just like, hey, this is how she's got back and just gonna go back to normal. That's all it was. But she definitely can sneak up on Shiva. If you would sneak up on Daredevil and he doesn't even sense you, what makes you think he can't sneak up on Shiva? Like literally, Daredevil said, "I did not know this one was behind me or in front of me." She has literally like snuck up on him when his senses were like not even just him chilling; it was just literally him active, and she snuck up on him. And nobody, probably only like 3 other people have ever like really done that to him. Her being one of them.
Yeah. That is a big feather in her cap. Yeah.
Yeah, hand to hand, like she beat the whole X-Force. She beat the whole X-Force team by herself.
Sure, but you had Lady Shiva beating Killer Croc with one arm to make it fair.
Well, Killer Croc is not saying much.
I'm just saying though, she took Killer Croc down with
glorified bum.
She took him down with one arm.
Yeah, that's not no disrespect to Killer Croc and the fans, but that's not saying too much. Compared to somebody taking out the whole X-Force team, somebody just got an injury and they fought Elektra to a standstill. She has like, so I think it's like not. I'm trying to think of feats where it's not be just fanboying. On top of the training with Winter Soldier, who helped her with the Red Room as well. She's pretty. I think whatever you could throw out of Shiva, it just I feel not talking about you, John. I just feel people would like go with Shiva more in this matchup because of she's been more honestly. I'll be real. She's been more prominent in DC, and people see her more. And then they think, oh, we don't see Widow like we see the others, so she must be some bum. Like, no, they just, Widow gets overshadowed by, the others,
Sure.
the other bigger
She's had some bad defeats though. Bullseye's, took her out.
That's not a bad defeat at all.
Yeah, that's Bullseye.
No, I don't know. He took her out pretty handily, pretty easily. She's lost to some of the other Black Widows. I don't know. Viper's defeated her. I don't know.
But I take Bulls over Shiva 10 times out of 10 myself too.
Now, granted, you can pull that whole, she's captured Spider-Man once, so
yeah, I don't even.
Yeah.
I get what you're getting at, man. But certain things is like, yeah, I just don't count. I just don't count them. I just don't count it. But there's no slight with the Bullseye thing. I mean, he threw some projectiles at Spider-Man so fast, Spider-Man couldn't even react fast enough. Just by him moving, scared Cyclops shitless when he was Hawkeye. Dressed as Hawkeye that time. I don't know if you remember that one. When they had Norman Osborn, had his Dark Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how he was moving with the bow and arrow.
During Siege.
He was like, that's not even Hawkeye. That's Bullseye. And he just got scared, but like I said, there's no slight to her, But I'm going Widow on that as well, just her body of work and with better the body of work and I think the better competition. I mean, we've seen her go to toe-to-toe with Captain America evenly, straight hands, no holding back. With Shiva, I don't think would last not as long, but I don't see her getting a majority over a Cap like I would Widow, like Widow did.
I mean, we've seen her beat Richard Dragon, yet a young Richard Dragon. She did beat him though. We've seen her beat, like I said, Killer Croc, which you guys scoffed at, but with one arm is kind of I think it's a good feat. She easily handles Huntress. She easily beats Katana. What are some other Catwoman, Black Canary? She's easily handled them.
Yeah, I ain't saying much either. I give you Black Canary though. That was nice.
Yeah, Catwoman. Right, that didn't help your argument there.
You guys are sleeping on Catwoman here.
Oh, please. Yeah.
Oh, I'm asleep.
You guys are sleeping. I think that I think she'd win. I think that Natasha's not gonna shoot. She's not gonna get a shot on her. And I think that's the tide of the battle here. If she's able to shoot her, she's able to hit her, she's able to wound her, yeah, I think she could end up like sneaking back in the shadows and coming back and striking her while she's wounded. But if I don't see her getting shot, I don't see her hitting her. So I think that Shiva gets in, takes her out. That's what I think. That's my opinion.
Okay. Yep.
I go Shiva. In a I'm not gonna say easy fight, but it's not gonna be like
that's what kind of threw us off. We was like easy, and then I was like, okay, but going for her, ain't nothing wrong with Shiva getting a double. I don't have no problem.
I think she'd get the dub. That's my take. I think she'd get the dub. I just don't see Widow getting a shot on her, and in the hand-to-hand. I mean, I don't think she I don't think Black Widow's trash. I don't think she's gonna get one-shotted or get smashed. But I think she's gonna get her ass beat in a hand-to-hand combat. I don't see her laying hands down with her, tossing hands, and getting out. I just don't see it. like I said, the only way she wins is if she wounds her, she hits her with something, and then she sneaks back out and hits out, comes in and lay in prey type of deal. I just don't see it. Just don't see it. Well, what do you think, Jason? What's your thought on this?
I still lean towards Shiva, in hand-to-hand combat. I think, again, she brings the fight to that, and she edges out the victory. It's close. It's not easy for her. But I still give her a slight advantage there, so I think she edges it out.
Gosh.
All right, so we got time for one more. What do you got for us, Jensen? What's the last battle of the night?
Man, do we want to do the more, Jen? Do you just want to go on and do it?
I
Since
mean,
y'all unfamiliar.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I only know of what I read about him today.
Okay, so we could do the Red Ranger versus Cyclops then.
Okay, I think that's a
Do 'em
okay.
comic Red Ranger.
When you when you threw it out at me, I was thinking about it, and I was like, I think that this is gonna be a really tight match. But then I thought about it, and I don't give Cyclops any respect. I don't. I should. I don't.
It's hard to.
I don't. And I was thinking back.
Tell me the '90s comic didn't mess you up.
No, I mean.
No, for me, James Marsden messed me up on him.
I mean, Cyclops is a bitch. He's been a bitch for a long time. I think, so going into it, I was biased, and I was like, oh, Jason beats his ass. There's no way he beats him. But then I thought about it, and I thought this fight was the fight that I thought about the most, that kind of the tables turned a little bit. Because like I said, when you tossed out, you're like, hey, these are the fights that we're probably going to be doing. I was like, oh, the Red Ranger owns him. He just takes him out. He's very durable. He's got a great martial arts background. I believe the Boom Power Rangers, they can breathe underwater. So he can take the fight to anywhere he needs to. He's got the Zord. That's his,
No Zord.
No Zord? Okay,
That's
even
too easy.
no.
That's too easy.
So even
Yeah,
with
I always say no Zord.
okay, no Zord.
Unless the only time I ever did that when I put him against Godzilla at that time.
All right, I was saying with standard, I'd give him the Zord, and I was like, all right, he's durable, he's fast, he's great with martial arts, he's a pretty good leader, and I was like, Cyclops just sucks, he's trash, and then I thought about it though, and I started to think about some of the stuff that I've seen Cyclops do, some of the things that Cyclops can do. And then I was like, you know what? I might be wrong here. Cyclops might be a closer match than I think. It might actually be, the opposite of what I'm thinking right now. So, Cyclops is one of the best tacticians in the Marvel Universe.
Yes, I say comics.
Yeah. And it hurts me to say this, but I'd say that he's on a similar level to Captain America strategy-wise.
You put him that high up there.
Yeah.
That's fact.
Yeah, he is. He doesn't get the credit he deserves, but his strategy and his tactician, he is one of the best tacticians in the Marvel Universe. He's also one of the best handlers of his ability. Just the way that he can control his blasts, the way that he can ricochet his blasts off things. He can control the stream. He can control the width of it. He can pinpoint hit you with his beam. He can blast it over a large area. Like, his control is pretty insane too. He's got some pretty good feats too. He's
got important wins.
He's handled Wolverine a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Begrudgingly, I admit that, being a big Wolverine
Whether you
fan.
like it or not, yeah.
He's gone toe-to-toe with Captain America.
Yep,
He's even kind of proved that, he's able to understand, like, the element of a ricochet almost a little bit more than Captain America does, which is, pretty astounding. He's handled the Juggernaut a few times. Granted, he's not necessarily like taking him out, but he's taken him out long enough to, diffuse the situation, or, maybe by blowing the floor up from under him, or, he's done some quality Juggernaut moments. If the Red Ranger did have the Zord, I think it wouldn't matter because of all the experience he's had with Sentinels. We've seen him. His optic blasts are somewhat endless. We don't know how much power how many he can blast off, like how long he can handle shooting his energy. We've seen him overload Bishop before, his power is absorbing energy. Which is a big feat in its own for, to overload somebody who's able to, take in so much energy. We've seen him carve paths through mountains to make lava and stuff. So I don't know. I think that, he's gone toe-to-toe with the Hulk. Granted, he didn't beat him, but he did some damage. I think that begrudgingly, Cyclops gets not a lot of respect that he should get, I guess. And he's kind of a better character than I give him credit for.
He's not bad, yeah. And I do think in general, just looking at this fight, like, Red Ranger has more, I think, weaknesses than maybe Cyclops does. It seems like he takes a little bit of damage, he can revert back. Like, I don't know, I feel like Cyclops just, if he plans it out right, and as a master strategist he would, plans it out right, gets a couple of really big hits, and Red Ranger's back to just being Jason. And that gives Cyclops a huge advantage. So, yeah, I lean Cyclops on this one too, just because he's got the brain power and he can probably take a little bit more of a hit than Red Ranger can.
Yeah, and this is probably the first fight that I don't think that actually is like a I don't want to say not a fair fight, but I think it's the first fight where it's not a close fight. That I think that even if he had the Zord, I think he'd take the Zord out too. Unfortunately, I don't know. I just think that he just really doesn't get the respect I guess he deserves, and it hurts. It does hurt me to say it. Like I never thought that I'd be like, you know what, Cyclops is kind of a beast, but he's kind of a beast. He definitely deserves a little bit more, respect. Like going over some other feat, like we've seen him take out Storm before when she's, going crazy and not being able to control her power. We've seen her, he's capable of destroying adamantium with his blasts. We've seen him, tunnel through, ground to get to the seafloor. We've seen him destroy tanks. We've seen him destroy sentinels. We've seen him destroy any kind of metal or, machinery you could think of. I won't count that. No, he did some damage to Apocalypse, but Jean was helping him on that one.
Yeah. He had an assist.
I don't know. He's a lot. Like I said, his ricochets to his optic blasts are insane. We've seen him destroy chains around his wrist. We've seen him hit multiple targets. We've seen him, wrap around a shot around somebody to hit an opponent behind them. We've seen him, like I said, with Captain America, he's explained that, he's mastered blasting his beam off of everything to the point of, like, even, he could almost out-ricochet Captain America and his shield. We've seen him, just his detail to attention, his strategy that he's come up with. Just, he might not, he's not the fastest, he's not the strongest, but I think that he's been fighting since he was a teenager.
Yeah, a long time.
He's been fighting for a long time. He's seen every kind of like battle you can think of. So his combat skills are over the top. His tactical skills are crazy. Like I said, we've seen him take out Juggernaut before. In multiple ways. We've seen him beat Wolverine. We've seen him go toe to toe with the Hulk. I think he beats the Red Ranger, and he handily beats him. Actually, that's my take. He handily beats him, and if he wants to use the sword, he beats the sword too.
Yeah,
that's my take on that. As much as Jason's great, he's a great Red Ranger. He's very durable. He knows a lot of martial arts. He's a skilled fighter. He just doesn't hold a candle to Cyclops, unfortunately.
So much wrongness in everything. Well, let's get a couple things straight now. Cyclops actually, even though he comes from unlimited, his eye-beams come from like a different dimension. Physically, he can't handle those eye-beams for so like a couple minutes of full blast is all he can really do, and then it just starts affecting his brain too much, his head. If he didn't affect that, who knows how much unlimited beams he could do. That's why, but he never really goes all out.
Sure, but I don't even think he would need to go all out. Like I said, he could just a couple of normal ricocheting off things, shooting off things, bouncing off things. I don't think he would have to go full force. I mean, he might have to go full force if he's fighting the Zord. Yeah, he's probably going to have to go full force to destroy that. But he wouldn't need to go full force to take him out. I don't think he would.
And then on that, y'all was wrong again. Jason has been knocked. He has took some heavy damage. Like, the only way you can unmorph a Ranger in a fight is if they literally, like, if they morph, like, mess with from the command center. Like, when Jason got, like when he got through a wall through the Black Dragon, who hit way harder than Cyclops, he didn't unmorph. When he was fighting Draken, he didn't unmorph. When he, caught the licks. He's been hit, like, it's, the only time they ever unmorphed is when the grid actually got messed up. Like the Shattered Grid arc as you saw, where they morphed messed up. As far as like in battle, that's never happened. I don't see it happening here. Don't forget Jason can teleport.
Yeah, that's
he has teleportation that he uses like
sure.
Crazy.
I think that he would come up with a strategy though to figure that out.
Dealing with Nightcrawler all the years, I don't think teleportation would be an issue.
I don't see that being an issue at all.
Training with Nightcrawler.
I think his blasts can cover a huge area, and I think a big thing that stands out, like I said, is he's overload Bishop before. Yeah, it messed him up, but I think that if he needed to get to that point, he could toss in enough energy to finish off the Red Ranger.
Yeah,
I think
that's the thing. Yeah.
I think I don't think that he's just one shot him, but I do think he beats him, and I don't want to say handily beats him, but it's a pretty it's a pretty defined defeat. It's a pretty defined defeat, I think.
Oh, I'm definitely against both of y'all. And then physically, he's above Cyclops physically.
Absolutely, he's definitely stronger.
That's definitely true.
He's definitely stronger. He's definitely faster, hands down.
Even when Cyclops gets the beams off, like if he wants to go like full aerial attack, Jason's reflexes are pretty good. He could actually stand to teleport out the way before he's hit to come from behind. It's happened.
Sure.
It happened. In tactics, Jason's like, though obviously the leader, but hey, his tactics is crazy. Like, and recently with Drake, he was just going toe to toe with Drake and the latest, not Go-Go, but the other one, the main Power Rangers arc, who have still has a lot of the abilities of multiple Rangers teams, and Jason was fighting them one-on-one. You got to think about how many enhanced beings Dragon has in him, and Jason was going toe-to-toe. So even handily is out the question. Out the question. And Cyclops win, that's fine, but handily or even significant is out the question. It's going to be Cyclops win. He has broken ribs, broken arms, cracked teeth, cracked skull, because Jason is too good to get a decisive win like that. Not on top of with the he even without Morphin, he trains constantly in hand to hand. So I'm not saying I will put his skills on par with Cyclops, because Cyclops been a little bit at it longer as far as the hand to hand goes. But if it gets to real up close, Jason has the awareness and the skills to be like, okay, these beams are coming to me, so I got to deal with these beams on top of fighting him at the same time. He got that. Stamina-wise, if it gets to like a prolonged fight, that's definitely Jason all day. Because you got to remember, he fought, not trying to be, I know the puddies are like fodder, like the League of Assassins. Shot at DC to make the League of Assassins respectable again.
So I agree that he has more. He definitely would have more stamina. He would be faster. He would be stronger. I think that. But what's faster is the blasts. We know that at his fastest, his optic blast can travel at the speed of light if he can get it to that point. So he can shoot out some pretty quick.
Speed of light?
Yep. At speed of light, look it up. Promise you, at its fastest, it can hit speed of light, and his control is intense. He can get it. Like I said, he's shot chains off his wrist. He's shot in wide areas where he's taken out sentinels, and he's blown out multiple cars and stuff like that. Shooting down multiple targets and stuff like the control of how wide or how tight the beam can be. Him ricocheting off things, bouncing off things. Having the beams bend around something to hit something else. I just think his control is what's gonna set him above in the situation where, he's going to hit him with stuff that he's not ready for, and that also comes into like being a amazing tactician and strategist, that he's going to hit him with things that he does not expect.
Right. No, I feel that. And then also, you got to also remember with his knife, and then I forgot the actual name for it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Jason's knife that he has on him, the little sword thing, dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It can, as I haven't seen, it can redirect energy beams or whatever as well. So some of Cyclops' blast, he can actually redirect and knock it right back at Cyclops now. If y'all haven't seen that now.
Yeah, I'll send you this scan that it says at the speed of light, Cyclops mutant optic blast flashes from his eyes. I'll send it to you. But yeah, he can hit it at the speed of light. I mean, it's probably not all the time, but he has reached that point.
Okay, yeah, I definitely not caught it saying you wrong. I was going to see it. I just want to see it.
Yeah, I'll lay it on you. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, so
So Jason, you're the final pick here.
Oh,
Jensen
man.
Jensen goes Jason. I go Cyclops. Who do you got?
Oh man, as much as I want to go with my namesake, just to be that guy, I still give the edge to Cyclops just because of the planning, the strategizing. I think he's able to overcome Red Ranger's incredible athletic ability and his his combat ability, and I think he just finds a way to overcome that.
I feel it.
It's tough,
he's one
though.
of the best leaders and strategists in comics for nothing.
I'll tell you this though, Jensen, that you've made me.
Yo.
You might have not have thought you were doing this, but you've made me see Cyclops in a different light just from just having to think about this fight. So
Hey, he was right. He was right.
he was right. He
Always
was. So that's gonna bring an end to this episode, Jensen. So thank you for coming on again. You got any plugs? You got any shout outs you want to give out before we end the show?
Myself. No,
So where can everybody find you? What's your Twitter? Give us all the socials for you.
yeah. You know, I always catch me running around with the other nerds in Extraordinary Journey for Black Nerd group. You know, I'm always in the mix somewhere in there running around. My page, Jensen's World. You know, that's mainly me where you see most of my comic nerd thoughts, anime, a little music, sports. But, you know, mainly comics and anime, but I mix with everything because I'm a big sports fan, too. Instagram, JStarks1906. My podcast, any streaming podcast service, Jensen's World, JENSENS World, and also Twitter, Jensen the King. Find me wherever on there. I'm on, you know, I'm getting my TikTok going too.
Okay.
I'm up and running as well, and I'm still fooling with it as well. But yeah, those main things right there, what I just said, holler at me on there. You know, just hit me up. Talk some stuff.
So Jensen, before we let
Sounds
you
great.
go, I realize because you just said it again, but I never really think of you when I think of anime. We got to get some anime battles on sometime. Maybe do some comic versus anime stuff. That'd be pretty cool at some point.
Uh-huh.
But thank you for
Yeah.
thank you for coming on, Jensen. We always love having you on the show. The battles always get us thinking. You always have the toughest, the coolest, the funnest battles. So I thank you for that. The listeners always love when you come on, so we'll definitely have you on again at some point. Some extra battles, some more stuff, some more comic talk, some more nerdy talk. So thank you, man. Thank you for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure having you on.
No doubt, man. I appreciate y'all.
All right, and I'll send
Take
you
care.
that scan in a little bit, too.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night, man.
See you,
Thank you.
Jensen.
That was Jensen Thompson from Jensen's World, our friend, the Battle Master of Static Rift. We always love having him on the show. So that's going to bring an end to this episode of Static Rift, episode 193 of Static Rift Radio. I promise I'm going to have episodes up tonight. We're going to have 3 old, new episodes up tonight.
Yeah, brand new. Yeah,
brand spanking new
Hashtag
episodes.
brand new.
From 3 months ago.
Yeah, no problem. Dimitri, probably longer than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Probably
that's
longer
generous.
than that. Probably
3 months.
generous is more than so. But I'm gonna post up 3 episodes every night until they're all up. So that will be happening. Though we'll be getting them all up, and then it'll be back to a weekly type thing every other week, and like the next Monday before the next episode, we'll have the episode up or whatever. So we'll get back to normal, and I promise I won't get back to that again. We'll stay on track going forward. If you like what you heard, you can listen to us here on the Go Network or on YouTube every Tuesday. Every Thursday, we do a stream. This week, the time's going to be a little different. It's going to be going forward. Probably starting at 9, Dimitri. We'll be starting at 9. We'll do 9 to 11 probably. So come join us to see more of DBZ Kakarot. We'll be playing the Frieza Saga, one of my favorites. So that should be a lot of fun. So come join us on Twitch on Thursday. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Static Riff Radio, Twitch at Static Riff Radio, everywhere at Static Riff Radio. You know, if you like what you heard, go tell your buddy, tell your dog, tell your friend. You know, write a letter to the mayor that you love Static Rift. Just come shout us out, come listen to us. We'll be back here next Tuesday, same static place, same static time. I love you all. Go play some Pokemon.